Hey guys, so in today's video we'll be talking about the Nikon Zf and using it as a video camera. Now looking at it, it may not seem like it's a video camera. It looks very photocentric, and it's not really a camera that looks like it's going to be used as a video camera, but you'll be surprised because it has some sneaky, really good kind of specs for using it as video, which really surprised me when I was my initial kind of use case for it. The setup I'll be using the Voigtlander Ultron 28mm. In my previous video I talked a bit about the Voigtlander close focusing Leica M to Nikon Zf adapter, and I'm going with that setup. So this lens, 28mm, like I said, goes down to f2. It's a M-mount lens, so not a Nikon native kind of shooting experience. But yeah, I really want to just give you guys a kind of quick overview of what it's like to shoot video with the Nikon Zf. So it won't be a kind of spec rundown or any deep dive into the science or tech. It's just mainly my use case and my experience using it as a video camera, and maybe my recommendations. A lot of the footage I'll be kind of showing will be shot in N-Log, just to give me that flexibility in post with color grading and stuff. And so I guess in the next kind of sections of the video will just be maybe some montages of some clips I've recorded over a few days, and once that's all done, we'll get back to talking about kind of my experience with it and if I recommend it. Alright, hope you guys liked that little montage of all the video clips I've recorded with the Nikon Zf. My experience using the Nikon Zf as a video camera was a very positive experience. Obviously looking at it, it's not you know, your typical video camera looking camera. You know, you look at it and you want to go take photos with it, but grading some of the footage was a pleasant surprise. My main kind of camera I use for work, for personal things, is what I'm using to record right now is a Panasonic Lumix camera, and I find kind of, you know, their log profile tends to lean towards red skin tones, etc. I'm finding myself I have to kind of adjust those red skin tones down to a neutral skin tone. Grading the end log footage, skin tones came out quite natural and neutral, which was a pleasant surprise. End logs, I think, like any log profile, very good. I can get the look that I want quite easily. I think most modern cameras released in the last 5-6 years, they perform pretty similar, at least that's what I think. Anyways, but yeah, overall it's really great experience using the Nikon Zf as a video camera. Surprised me. I shot most of the footage in end log, 24 frames a second, I think, or 25, I'm not sure. I didn't get to test out the kind of 60 FPS or 50 FPS modes, but I know for that the sensor kind of crops into the APS-C mode, so be mindful of that. And using the Voigtlander M to Nikon Z adapter was also really fun. It allowed me to kind of use my M mount lenses, and I primarily use that as the lens for recording those clips that you would have seen. So really easy to do. I personally think the footage came out really well. I feel like adding like a vintage lens to the camera really added this softness or a bit of vignetting around the corner, but it was a really cool kind of effect that I really liked, which you may have seen in some of the footage I recorded. Do I recommend this camera as a primary video camera? I wouldn't say a primary video camera. I would say it will be a very good B or C camera. You know, looking at this camera, or the intent or purpose of this camera is photos with being able to record videos on the side. Now, I do think it's a good, if you're a hybrid shooter where you do a mixture of both photo and video, yes, I do recommend this. But if you're, let's say, a videographer looking to get into making videos, making long form content, I think there's better options out there. For example, the Nikon ZR, any of the Lumix. I have a Lumix S5 2X, is a more video centric camera than this. But in saying that, if you know the limits and you can play into those kind of limits and know where you're at, this is a very capable camera, and I think you'll be very surprised at some of the results you can get with this camera. Like I said, hybrid shooters, photographers / videographers, great piece of gear, but pure videographers, I think there's better options out there. But just my kind of thoughts and opinions on that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed going out and shooting those clips for this video. Like I said, it was a pleasure using my M mount lenses on this camera for the clip. You know, I'm really trying to get a bit better at manual focusing. So yeah, I think this kind of setup has really helped with that. And who knows, I might get a cinema lens in the future. But that's it for now. And please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.